Hi YouTube. What I would do if I was in charge of the country, although I'm unemployed, so it doesn't look like that'll happen anytime soon. One, I'd increase local amenities and beautify the areas so people have more pride in their locality. Maybe they'll treat it better. Although you need people to actually respect their environment for that to work. So that comes to point number two. Tr- Educate the next generation properly. Totally reform the education system. We need citizens that are trained in as if they're train the next generation to be kings, and you will have a society of aristocrats. Um, that might sound a bit pretentious, but I mean, if you get people from all sorts of backgrounds and get them to believe in themselves and actually properly educate them and tell them they're worthwhile, and not just in like a woke way where it's all like flowery and like, they don't actually believe it. You know what I mean? Treat people like decent human beings, respect them, and drill discipline and education into their minds without being too harsh. I guess we need more moral role models, and we need to train a generation of moral role models, or we're going to end up where we are now, which we already are here. So revive dead local festivals and revive the Irish language. I'm big on my patriotism. I would revive dead seasonal festivals that died out with the Industrial Revolution, local customs, big patriotic drive to revive the Irish language. Israel revived Hebrew in like 30 to 40 years from being a dead language to the national language of Israel. Why can't we do that in Ireland? We totally could. Next, we'd have to realize that if we're going to have 32 counties, we are going to have to live side by side with the Unionists, and it will be their country too. We can't live it with our heads in the clouds, or else there will be violence. And I think a united Ireland is inevitable. We also have to be prepared that we will be sharing this country with the Ulster Scots. Next, I'd cap immigration at 0.3 to 0.4% of the total population per year. If you think about it, it's currently 1 to 2% of the population a year. That's like what, 20% of the population every 20 years increased by immigration. That's unsustainable, and it literally is demographic replacement. It's not the immigrants' fault. We shouldn't be blaming immigrants. It's just total irresponsible, viewing people as economic serfs, economic units to keep up a system that's not going to last another 20 years anyway. All it takes is for a bunch of corporations to leave this country and the economy collapses. So that brings me to my next point. Stop treating Ireland as some sort of economic prostitute to corporations. They're important, but we need to focus more on local businesses. I would totally undo a lot of the regulation around small businesses. I'd make it very easy to set up a small business. Japan does this brilliantly. People set up businesses out of their houses in Japan, little restaurants. So I would really investigate that and make it economically lucrative to try out setting up a business. A lot of small businesses fail, but it's better to have a lot of small businesses rather than Centra and Spar everywhere and, I don't know, Chipotle. I don't think we have Chipotle yet, but we'll get there if things don't change. And also, I wouldn't change the corporate tax rate. I would still keep that low because I do like American money. I would also have a military parade in the city once a year on the Easter Rising celebration. I went to the Easter Rising parade on 2016, and it was brilliant. It was a great day for the whole family. I don't know why we don't have that more. Our military does a lot, but I think it'd be a great day out for them as well. You know, just a whole family day out. I would also set up like if we had a lower immigration rate, we could also make immigration more personal. I really think immigration is a two-way street. If you want people to integrate into your country, you also have to befriend them, talk to them. Irish people can be very closed off in their friend groups, especially younger Irish people. So I would set up community initiatives like pairing people off with like new arrivals into the country, to welcome them around and help them integrate and all that. Just a voluntary thing, like charity organizations, I guess. You know what I mean? Also, I would stop funding a lot of NGOs. I would take a total audit of the country's finances, and all non-emergency charity money would be cancelled. Charity is an endless money pit, and I don't think it makes that much of a big difference outside of emergency services like homeless accommodation. That's all important and all that, right? But when you have just like endless amounts of NGOs draining the public finances, that's not good. Controversially now, for someone who's on social welfare, I would be hesitant about increasing my own social welfare, or anyone else's, unless the economy is doing exceptional, or cost of living has increased dramatically. Um, yeah, it's difficult because you need a social security net to have a functioning country. I would never want to be like America, but at the same time, there needs to be more. I don't know how you put it. I mean, there needs to be more uh, effort both ways. I think it kind of prevents you from going back to work, the current system, and also I think a lot of people as society is kind of declining and crumbling, are just kind of checking out of work, um, and I don't blame them, but like we need to start cooperating as a country again and uh, feeling responsibility. Like I'm currently working to go get a university education and getting some sort of job, so but like that only took like a radical change for me. Like people don't believe in themselves, and people don't believe in the country. People don't believe in the direction we're heading. So why would anyone work? You know what I mean? And also competition for wages is getting more fierce, and wages are going down because there's more people competing for the same jobs. Again, goes back to the immigration thing. Lower immigration. Also, I would prioritize immigration from some countries. We all love the Brazilians in this country. Let's face it, we all love the Brazilians. We all love the Filipinos. We all love the Chinese. I don't think we hate any countries in particular, but like some countries statistically have higher crime rates, and if you're moving from those countries to here, you're probably wealthier, which means you're probably not going to commit that much crime. But we shouldn't be taking chances. I don't think it's racist. It's just practical. Also, lastly, or maybe not lastly, I don't know how much more of these I'm going to do. I would bring back a form of secular Christian ethics into politics. And personally, I'm Christian. I don't know if religion should be intertwined with politics that much. I know that was disastrous for this country in the past, but we need some sort of moral foundation for our government. You know what I mean? We need moral rooting because let's face it, the modern world claims moral loyalty for every issue under the sun. Yeah, it has no moral backing. Like, what is their morality based on? You know what I mean? It's just like it feels good to certain people to have to for nice things to be said to them. Okay, I don't care. You know, I don't care. Um, we need proper moral backing for our moral issues. You know what I mean? I'm not saying even get rid of abortion or anything. I'm really against abortion because I'm Christian. But like people have voted on that. That was a democratic issue. My side lost. Okay, we lost. It's in the Constitution now that abortion is legal. I would preferably have it not be, but I lost. So I live in a democracy, even if it's a cataclysmically evil in my eyes. Like I can't do anything about it. I mean, I live in a democracy. It's part of the social contract. You know what I mean? So tough loss to me. You know what I mean? And also with a lot of children. But like, anyway, I didn't mean anything bad by that. I'm not judging if you've ever had an abortion. But yeah. Also, we need moral politicians. If we have a society that is literally comprehensively educated, I think we need thorough education. Like we need to bring back like philosophy courses in schools. Like think about how many philosophy graduates we could employ if we had philosophy classes in schools, and like just broke down philosophy into simple concepts over a whole secondary school education. Mostly based on group discussions. Like I done a philosophy course in a working class suburb with mostly retired people this year, and none of us had a strong academic background. Some of us hadn't even completed secondary school, and we were like these thriving conversations on philosophy and like the way it was explained to us. Like people aren't that stupid. People just don't believe in themselves. You know what I mean? And we need to be training. I don't know if I said this already, but we need to be training a generation of aristocrats so they can make this country a kingdom, baby. You know what I mean? Maybe not a literal like run by a dictator kingdom, but like what it was fought to be. I mean, this country was fought to be many things. Patrick Pearse wanted it to be a nationalist republic. James Connolly wanted it to be a society where we all looked out for each other. Was Case Bent who wanted like he was very post-colonial. He worked against colonial causes in Africa and all that. So we've never embraced really any of these whole things. We've just kind of and Eamon de Valera was obviously had the Catholic thing going on, but I think that kind of happened, but it was mismanaged. I'm Catholic personally, but I think where the church interacted with the country was mismanaged. And obviously a lot of awful things happened, and that needs to be acknowledged. And we do talk about that in church, by the way. If you're wondering, the priests do talk about that in church and condemn it. But yeah, no. We just need a lot of change, and we need practical solutions. Yeah, we need a country that's economy is not run off corporate tax rates and coffee shops, but we have sensible economic decisions and corporate tax rates being low in coffee shops. Bring more coffee trucks out. Whatever, you know what I mean?